So I'll be honest, initially when people were suggesting Evan Ferguson for me to analyse as a potential Manchester United signing this summer, I kind of already had this pre-thought out opinion that whilst he could probably go on to become a very good Premier League striker, he was likely not as good as the other options on the market and he was going to be extremely overpriced. However, I've dramatically changed my opinion on the striker, and if you're someone who's doubting whether United should make a move for Ferguson or still on the fence, then keep watching till the end of the video because I'm actually starting to come round to the opinion that Manchester United should potentially consider signing him for 40, even £50 million. So Evan Ferguson is an Irish centre forward who's burst onto the scene for Brighton this season, having only turned 18 in October. But when you watch him play, because of his 6'2" frame and strong build, he really plays like a centre forward who's been playing senior football for 5 or 6 seasons. When he receives the ball, he's got the ability to fend off defenders in a way that you don't usually see from centre forwards his age, very reminiscent of Erling Haaland. But whilst Haaland has a very clunky and combative aesthetic, Ferguson is a lot smoother in the way he carries the ball, having excellent technical ability which allows him to receive the ball under pressure in congested areas, and not only fend off the defenders with his upper body strength, but he's also able to either turn with the ball or link the play with the attackers around him. But what I really like about Ferguson is his goal scoring ability, as he's got fantastic composure under pressure in the box, able to get the ball out of his feet into shooting position, and his shooting ability is very good as well, capable of placing a shot with power past the keeper with either foot, but it's his movement in the box that really makes him stand out for a striker of his age. When the ball is in a crossing position, you'll often see him pull away to the far post to isolate one of the defenders, and he's a threat when the ball goes across the ground in the box, having fantastic anticipation which allows him to react before the defender, but his height combined with his heading ability also makes him a serious threat in the air as well. But I think his goal against Everton this season perfectly sums up how intelligent his movement is. We see here as Estupiñán has the ball on the left side that Ferguson's taken up a pretty advanced central position, but as Estupiñán finds the run of Sarmiento, you can see that Conor Cody gets pulled over to Brighton's left side, leaving Mykolenko the left back with Ferguson in the box. But as Sarmiento moves the ball towards the byline, rather than making a move towards goal, looking for a ball across the 6-yard box, Ferguson has the intelligence to see that this is where Mykolenko is going to cover the space, so instead of making that run, he simply holds his position. And so when Sarmiento manages to cut the ball back, Ferguson is in a massive amount of space and is coolly able to finish first time past Pickford. And we can see this goal scoring ability as despite rarely playing a full 90, he scored 3 goals and picked up 2 assists in 10 Premier League games, playing a total of 465 minutes, whilst also picking up 3 goals in 4 FA Cup appearances and 1 goal in 2 League Cup appearances. But it's only when we look at Evan Ferguson's FBref report where we can truly see how good he is from a statistical point of view. In the 466 minutes he's played, when compared against every other centre forward in Europe's top 5 leagues over the last 365 days, he records a non-penalty XG of 0.42 per 90, ranking in the 69th percentile, but he massively overperforms this, scoring 0.58 non-penalty goals per 90, ranking in the 90th percentile, and an overperformance of his non-penalty XG by 0.16 non-penalty goals per 90. But also from his FBref report we can see that whilst he certainly isn't the most creative centre forward, only ranking in the 8th percentile for his XG assisted, and ranking around the 50th percentile for his passes into the penalty area, we can see that he has an incredibly high pass completion rate for his short, medium and long passes, which shows that if Ferguson was to be put into this Manchester United side, he is going to be very reliable in possession, being a striker who can link play very effectively in the same way that we see Weghorst do. And you can also see from the defensive section of his FBref report that he is a high volume defensive action kind of striker, making him perfectly suited to Ten Hag's aggressive pressing system. Now by no means is Ferguson producing top level output at the moment, but the reason there's so much hype around him, and the reason I would actually consider signing him for Manchester United this summer, is because at 18 he already has all the raw components needed to be a world class centre forward, and I think in particular his composure, finishing and natural physicality makes him a standout striker in comparison to other strikers his age. And to me, Evan Ferguson reminds me of a typical Sir Alex Ferguson signing whilst he was at United, and you can see a direct comparison of the £27 million signing of Wayne Rooney in 2004 to United potentially signing Evan Ferguson in 2023. Like Wayne Rooney, Evan Ferguson at the age of just 18 is already showing signs of the composure and ability to bully defenders that it usually takes most centre forwards until their mid-20s to develop. And under the right manager with the right coaching, I could see Evan Ferguson potentially developing rapidly over the next few years in the same way that we've seen players like Jadon Sancho, Jude Bellingham and Erling Haaland develop. And so whilst I don't think United should sign Evan Ferguson as their main centre forward this summer, I do think if they were to bring in someone like Harry Kane for around £80 million, then bringing in Evan Ferguson as a second choice striker could be a great long-term move, as by the time Harry Kane is declining age 33, 34, Evan Ferguson will be in his early 20s, ready to replace Kane in the starting 11, and even though he probably would cost 40, 50, even £60 million this summer, which is without doubt a significant amount, it could look extremely cheap in the next few years if Evan Ferguson develops how I think he will. And so in short, I think Evan Ferguson has world-class potential, and if it's possible, I think United should not only bring in someone like Harry Kane or Osimhen, but also try to bring in Evan Ferguson as well. As I said in previous videos, I am now doing full video and channel reviews, so if you want me to give you any advice or feedback for a specific video or for your whole channel, you can send an email to atlantisfootball96@gmail.com. But if you just enjoyed the video, you can check the description for more, you can subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you do get notified when the video comes out, and put your thoughts in the comment section below, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which will be in the description, for more content as well.